for white and Chicano. So it's very interesting. We got these results in just a few days ago. And this is actually a 3-page synopsis. The full report is probably 300 or 400 pages, and we haven't gone through that yet. But it has a lot of interesting data that Mr. Torres will cover with you. And slowly, we're going to let this data out. We haven't shared it with anyone other than a couple of folks that are here. But slowly, we're going to do press conferences and get this out to all of the public. Mr. Torres?
Thank you very much, Roberto. Roberto's very kind to introduce me in the way that he did, but the real reason I'm here is because Laura got sick. So I want to make sure everybody understood that. She's so sick that she was eating and she was able to come. So we're very glad that she's here. She did a phenomenal job. One in Santa Paula, and as Roberto said, we hope to have another one in February of the Assembly. We understand, because of the data that you're going to see today. Oftentimes, people of all walks of life, different races, different communities, are always said to have an opinion, right? You know, this is what they say about people, everyone has an opinion. We wanted to do a little bit more than be accused of being ethnocentric, of offering an opinion on behalf of the Latino community. And so we commissioned this poll by Strategies Latino, whichever term you want to use. And the white-only population is 45%. So when it comes to population parity, statistically we're there. Right? We always say that surveys are done with a 3% plus or annual market expo here for small businesses and businesses in general. We then have Carolina Gallardo, goes to show you that Carolina Gallardo, who is a very strong community activist in the community of the 5th District in Oxnard. Mr. Armando Delgado from the Carpenter. Go ahead, Carpenter, give it up for and Ms. Jessica Vargas, a member of Food Life Council, again, in the city of Oxnard, very active, and has a lot of experience dealing with these issues. So, we are now going to begin with 2 minutes. We're going to start with alphabetical order. So, Mr. Bill will go first. In the closing comments, they will be 3 minutes, and we will start then with Ms. Solis, Robles Solis. So we'll just reverse the order. Mr. Burr, you have 2 minutes.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Oxnard. I also want to thank the Latin Business Association for their statewide endorsement and honoring me as the Hero of the Year. And I'd also like to say that Latino issues are everyone's issues. In Oxnard, our elected officials have abandoned us. We have had years of financial mismanagement, crumbling infrastructure, and a lack of jobs, while the rest of the country is thriving. And that's a short list. We have seen members on this panel go silent or blame previous administrations despite being on council for over a decade. It's like being captains of the Titanic and then jumping ship, yet they're here asking for a promotion. Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, I want to ask you why you haven't addressed these issues. Fortunately tonight, I'm Jeffrey Durham. I'm the only independent candidate running for without special interest, and I'm here for action and performance instead of promises. A vote for Durham brings action and performance back to Oxnard and Ventura County. So thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Burr. Mr. Flynn, Mayor Flynn.
Good evening. Excuse me, my voice is a little bit off. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Flynn. I'm the mayor of the city of Oxnard. And I would say, first and foremost, the chance to engage you in this forum is at the basis of my candidacy. And you know that whether it was from my dad, who at one point represented the Ventura County Board of Supervisors, the 5th Supervisorial District for 32 years, The Flynn family motto is walking door to door, and I've already begun that, and I'll continue to do it. And so engaging each and every one of you is my goal and objective. I would suggest that the statistics that we just saw behind us today are centered and squared, particularly in the 5th Supervisorial District, on one thing. The middle class dream has eluded these people. So the dissatisfaction with government and governmental leaders is at the core that they are not realizing the American dream. I spent 25 years as a high school teacher, and the primary goal and objective I had as a high school teacher is elevating students' expectations and parents' expectations that they can become part of the American dream. I believe that it's time for county government to step up and elevate economic development and job growth on the same level of prioritization as public safety and mental health. Too many people have had to leave Ventura County because they can't afford to live here. We see affordable housing, we see all the issues. It all comes down to attaining the American dream. So I'm a candidate for the 5th Supervisorial District, primarily centered on helping you and your children realize the American dream.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Before Mr. Leva starts, I wanted to have everyone understand. Quiero que todos sepan que Lourdes Campbell está dispuesta a hacer traducción para cualquier persona
involved. I am a lifelong resident of Oxnard. I am a Vietnam-era veteran. I am a community leader and an advocate for working families. I have been all my life. And I'm also a job creator and a 7-term president of the Oxnard Harbor District, the Port of Wainebe. In the district, I have led it through decades of growth and financial stability, creating over 15,000 jobs while maintaining a clean environment, the cleanest port in the United States. All at no cost to taxpayers. All at no cost to taxpayers. While maintaining a clean environment, as I said. I negotiated an important joint use agreement with the United States of America that would provide economic benefit to our community and also strategic benefit to our military community. As your supervisor, I will provide the same leadership skills to bridge cultural, political, and economic disparities for the benefit of my district. I will meet on a regular basis with all stakeholders in industry, education, labor, and environment to identify issues of common concern. Any of these that are affecting my community, I will be there to listen to. Through collaboration, transparency with our community stakeholders, and elected officials, we can build a better future, improve our economy, and create family-sustaining jobs, and eliminate the poverty and provide education and career pathways for our youth. I am a recipient of the Ventura County Reward for Leadership, Talent, and Impact for making Ventura County a better place to live. With your support, we can bring real change to Ventura County and to our community and give your children the type of life that you would like them to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Ramirez.
Thank you very much. Gracias por estar aquí, gracias a los grupos que organizaron
You want to get closer to the mic?
Okay, so thank you for being here. I came to Ventura County in Oxnard in 1978 to be a legal aid attorney. I continue being a legal aid attorney representing exclusively poor people with their problems with getting health care, housing, and benefits they're entitled to, including children who need special education. That's been my life. It continues to be my life. I feel that I have the pulse of the community and the work that I do. My goal is to protect the health and the environment of our community. In 2007, I helped lead a community against a very dangerous liquefied natural gas terminal that was going to be sited in Oxnard. And I stepped up after we won that fight to become a leader on the city council, the first Latina who was elected to council. And my goal, my first act was to make sure our meetings were translated into Spanish. And since then, I am the one who championed a safe city where our immigrant people could come to our police and fire and not be afraid of immigration consequences. Oxnard is the only city that's done that, and I want to take some credit for that. I will always support the people of our community over special interests. Your health comes first. Health and all policies will be the way I make every decision. And I want to say we have to work to make the future better for our children. The climate crisis is here. We have to deal with it. We can't look away. We have to have a just transition and protect the future of all of us, especially our children. I want to serve you.
Thank you. I want to refer to all of the candidates and to their supporters. I wish this was CNN, but it's not. It's not a presidential debate.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Veronica Robles Solis, and I am running for supervisor because I believe in our county. I am a lifelong resident of Oxnard. I am a social worker, mother of 3, and an Oxnard School District trustee. I bring fresh perspective and renewed sense of action-oriented teamwork to address our most pressing countywide issues. My goal is to listen to as many residents as possible these next couple of weeks and listen to their needs. What do we need? What do we need to do in our community to progress? I am passionate about representing all of our community and making sure we bring solutions to better health, homelessness crisis, public safety, and transparency in District 5. Together, I know we could move our city forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, now we're going to go into the question.
Thank you very much. What have I done to research for this? I've done a lot of work, actually. And I've done a lot of work over my whole 40 years of public service. I frequently attend city council, and I frequently object to things that are going on. And I'm all with the Latino Issues Forum. We have got to change it, and we have not been getting the job done. I have read the Ventura County Health Needs Assessment. I have looked at the Ventura County CERT from Cal Lutheran. It's abysmal. We have had no growth. You know that we need to rebuild Oxnard. We need to rebuild the port. We need to expand Port Hueneme, and I'm looking forward to working with Jess on that. There are a lot of things that we need to do, and it all starts with jobs and a future, which gives us all hope and dignity and respect.
Thank you. Mr. Herrera. You can take that mic off if you all would like, and just hand the mic out.
Okay, as far as research is concerned, I haven't had to research. I've lived the experience of what we have here in Oxnard, the 5th district, which is lack of economic growth and empowerment. Everything that you are unhappy about, the poverty in our district, the housing in our district, the homelessness in our district, did not happen overnight. It has occurred over years of neglect. And now you are asking us to have the urgency to get it done in one night, and that's not possible. But it can be done. But you need leaders that are dedicated to that, to getting things done and having urgency and not putting things off for year after year after year. We have to prevent these things from happening again. And the only way to do it is with action, and we have not had action. And that is why I'm running for supervisor. You need somebody that believes in collaboration and innovation and working with the community to get these things done. And that's me. I have a record proving that.
Thank you very much. Ms. Robles Solis.
As a trustee of the Oxnard School District and as a social worker.
Very good. A little louder, right?
Yeah. As a trustee for the Oxnard School District for the last 10 years and social worker for the last 17 years, I've actually been a lifelong resident. I'm raising my family here in Oxnard, downtown Oxnard, and I know what the needs are of our community members. I've done home visits for clients for behavioral health. I've done visits to different homes where I know the needs are, where homelessness crisis, it's down the drain. You know, we need to do something about the city. But now I know what I need to do in order to improve our city and make quality life for all residents.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to ask the second question only because we want to ask the same question to all of the candidates. 2 of you currently serve on the Oxnard City Council and have a better understanding of how the city and county interact, the pros and cons involved in this relationship. However, During your time serving on the city council, the city has experienced constant budget deficits, just like the county. Did you do something that demonstrates your unique approach to deciding to run for the 5th district and not repeat the mistakes that you've had to deal with as a member of the city council? Mr. Flynn.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question? I'm sorry, it's a lengthy one.
2 of you currently serve on the Oxnard City Council and have a better understanding of how the city and county interact and the pros and cons involved in this relationship. However, during your time serving on the city council, the city has experienced constant budget deficits, such as the county has. Did you do something that demonstrates your unique approach to deciding to run for the 5th district that will ensure that these errors are not mistaken and that you learn from those errors?
I think it's an excellent question. The city of Oxnard, ladies and gentlemen, experienced decades of borrowing and financial mismanagement. And I was at the very center of the FBI and the DA investigation of previous leaders, and I came out on the good side on that because there was malfeasance and fiscal mismanagement at the highest levels of government. And I, more than anything else, as mayor of this city, have placed the financial health of the city as a #1 priority. Not only as the finance chairman, but this last fiscal year, we cut $6 million out of a $141 million budget, and for the very first time in years, the city has gone from a stable outlook to a positive outlook. Our credit rating is going up, and I might add about the county actually has an admirable financial outlook. It has a AAA rating.
Thank you very much,
on this
Mr.
one.
Flynn.
Thank you.
Ms. Ramirez.
Thank you. City of Oxnard, as my colleague Mr. Flynn said, it has suffered decades of mismanagement, and I think it's been very difficult to get a handle on it, but we have. We have an improved credit rating because of very difficult fiscal choices we made, and that's what we always have to do. Financial health of the city or the county is a #1 priority, because if you don't have financial health, people lose their jobs and their pensions, and the citizens, the residents lose their services. We've had tremendous turnover because people can go elsewhere and make more money in a less complicated situation. We've had to do things like raise our sewer rates, which nobody likes to do, but we had to do it, which brought our credit rating up and created stability in the sanitation system. So we've had to do difficult things. I voted for those things, and that's what we always have to do. What is the fiscal health? And then you go from there to provide services.
Thank you very much. Adam, you start now with the panel questions.
Good evening, folks, candidates. Bearing in mind that the city of Oxnard is comprised of more than 75% Hispanics, that the county is almost evenly split, whites at 45%, Hispanics at 43%. How do you explain that the socioeconomic standing of Hispanics has not improved much since the first Latino was elected to the Ventura County Board of Supervisors more than 10 years ago? What are your thoughts about this lack of improvement?
Mr. Flynn, you're first.
Thank you very much. I'm sensitive to the fact that too many Latinos in Ventura County haven't realized the American dream. And again, when we see these statistics behind us, it is more than proof that too many people have fallen through the cracks and have not been able to realize this dream. So it becomes incumbent upon any elected leader to elevate this specific focus on economic development and job growth at the Ventura County Board of Supervisors level, so that those individuals who are disenfranchised, those individuals who have been left out of this dream, are brought into that. Second thing I want to say is, agriculture is a $2 billion industry in Ventura County, and it does pay in some sectors high salaries, but for too many, the salaries that are paid are low. And unfortunately, they affect those who have come to this community to work, and we need to find a way to elevate those salaries in particular, and that might very well come through technological advancements.
Thank you very much. Mr. Herrera.
Could you repeat that question for me, Adam, please?
Yes, sir.
Bearing in mind that the city of Oxnard is comprised of more than 75% Hispanics and that the county is almost evenly split between whites at 45%, Hispanic at 43%, how do you explain that the socioeconomic standing of Hispanics has not improved much since the first Latino was elected to the Ventura County Board of Supervisors more than 10 years ago? What are your thoughts about this lack of improvement?
My thoughts are that no action has been taken, as just it is unfortunately the fact of so many other instances. If I was your Ventura County Supervisor, I would have put together a CEO roundtable to determine what jobs were available, what apprenticeship programs were available, and how we could tutor our students into these new jobs. We need to have education on what's available and how to get our young people there. We need to partner with the community college districts to create the technical pathways for these kids to have the jobs of the future. Since the Latinos are the future, we certainly need to be sure that they are prepared to carry out the jobs that are going to be necessary. The economy has been suffering far too long. I have been a good person as far as creating jobs for our community, and I intend to do that as your supervisor. Thank you.
Ms. Ramirez.
Thank you. One of the problems is our tax structure that doesn't provide enough tax support, our tax dollars for infrastructure, and make it possible to have better educational facilities. That's why I support schools and community first, which would create a split roll, and that those companies that continue to pay the same taxes they did since 1957, like Disneyland, would pay their fair share so we could have better educational opportunities. 57% of our children are going to be working in jobs that do not exist now, so we have to bring them up with a technological education.
Ms. Veronica Solis.
That's okay. You know, being on the school board, we have 5 districts in Oxnard. We have 1 high school, and you know, I think we just need to make our districts more competitive with other counties. We also need to bring the high to stand, bring them more competitive within our education. We need to support education. We need the community to support all districts, not just one. We need all the community to be involved to actually make a difference and make our students competitive with students from other counties and other areas. In order for our community to succeed, it's going to start with education.